Pisces or Pisces cross watcher. You can also reverse this message. This is going to be about something like you can't wait to get out of. A lot of you, I think it's a place. I don't know if it's a job or a living situation. For the few, there might be a few of you where it's a relationship, but for the vast majority, it feels like an actual place. You're like, man, I am determined. By the way, excuse me again. I'm pretty nasally today. I feel a bit not super stopped up, but I'm a little stopped up, so I might be or sneezing or something. I've sneezed a few times this morning. Also, I did write down some things last night when I was thinking about you guys that was coming to me. One, it was biting my nails. So if you've noticed, I haven't worn actual like acrylic nails in quite some time. I stopped wearing them. They were making my nails really thin. So for several months now, I've just had my natural nails and I've been good about not biting them. But last night, I couldn't stop putting my fingers in my mouth. So somebody here is definitely a nail biter or has anxiety. And definitely where you work or where you live could be adding to the stress, adding to the anxiety. Is it the people you're around? It could be the people you're around that work there, or the people that live there, or maybe it's the neighborhood, the area, the town, the neighborhood. Did I already say that? I think I did. Told you, my head's full of snot right now. If it's a relationship, you may get anxiety being with someone. You may just be like, I am done. Once I have enough money or once I'm able to do this and move, I'm going to get out of this. Something like that. Also, there was something here. Oh, if you're thinking about should you eat that, don't. That came to me also last night. Like if something's on your mind and you're like feeling really hungry or you're craving something, but you know that probably you shouldn't have it for whatever reason. Maybe it's spicy and it wouldn't agree to your stomach. Maybe something just says don't eat it. Maybe it would give you food poisoning. I don't know. If you're thinking about eating something and you're getting like a hankering for something, don't. Just don't eat it. Eat something else or just kind of wait till later. It'll pass. You're craving for it or you want to just eat it. Don't do it. So yeah, all that being said, that's where we're at today. It's something about adapting to your surroundings while you have to, so that you can get out. You can get away from it. You can get away from them, whatever it is. It feels like it's stressful. It feels like it's very hard to handle at certain times. Sometimes it's not as bad as others. You know, you'll have your okay days, your good days, and your not good days. And if you can just try somehow, I don't even know how, but if you could try somehow to adapt to it, it may make it a bit easier while you have no other option, while you have no other choice. That being said, what brought that to me in all this message today was because I literally finished my videos yesterday and I said, I need to know what's going on with Pisces. So I was trying to pull on your energy and just see what I got. And Kowloon Walled City popped in my head. If you guys have never heard of Kowloon Walled City, I believe it's in Hong Kong. It used to be. It's since been torn down. It's absolutely fascinating the way that these people had to live. I mean, it was just so... It's actually hard to kind of find images on the original Kowloon Walled City. Now there's like a park in its place. They've torn it down, demolished it. But if you can find authentic images of the Kowloon Walled City, I'm talking pipes everywhere, exposed wires, food that had to be put on the floor, just horrific living conditions. And also people like cage homes and coffin homes and box homes. Those are all very suffocating environments for people with very little to no sunlight, no privacy. In fact, people in the lower levels had it pretty rough compared to people who were on the higher levels because they could at least get sun on the roof. And a lot of times, if you read about Kowloon Walled City, the children would play on the roofs. They would play on the roof of the buildings. And I believe there was an airport that was rather close by, and the planes would fly so close to the building, so loud. It was like, I've heard it said, like polluted with sound. It was too noisy, so loud. Can you imagine? You couldn't escape. No peace whatsoever. Think about peace, out the window. No peace whatsoever. Let's see, where was Kowloon Walled City? That's spelled Kowloon, Walled City. Hong Kong, yes. Okay. It was demolished between 1993 and 1994. Yeah. So I guess we'll leave that part there. You guys can read up on it if you find an interest in it after I talk about it here on this video. It's fascinating, but imagine how they had to live. Imagine their working environments, conditions, the water that they have to conserve and everything. But if you see interviews on the people that used to live there, there's not many, but there are some. They found a way to make it work. They found a way to adapt to their surroundings. They found a way to have families and live their life and have businesses and things like that. I've heard officers say that it was so chaotic in Kowloon Walled City that they wouldn't dare go alone if there were an emergency. Like if somebody needed an ambulance or something, it was so chaotic that they would send like 7 to 8 cops just to go deal with the emergency, because it's just hectic. It's just a complete and utter just like suffocating mess. The only thing I think about here is suffocating. Some of you may feel suffocated by your environment due to where it is, the conditions in which it is in, or the people or a person that you're around. Some of you may just feel like this in a relationship. You may feel you can't breathe, you have no peace, there's no harmony, there's no true love. Maybe you feel like sometimes you'd rather be away from the person than you would be around them, because they're always wanting something from you or needing something from you, or they're always in a mood and then you have to deal with it. You know, I don't know who this message is for. I know it won't be for everybody, but for one, definitely know you're not alone. There's so many people around the world who are experiencing this kind of trapped feeling. Like, will this ever end? How will this end? I can't wait till this ends, till this is over. But it eventually will be over. Just like the Kowloon Walled City no longer stands. Your current situation, which can be really difficult to operate in, to function in, it's not going to be forever. I mean, you could be dealing with some really difficult people or a really difficult person if it's just one. And then to top it all off, to make it worse, it could be insult to injury, where it's not just the people or a person that's very difficult, but the environment itself could be unhealthy. It could be toxic. The air quality may not be good. It could be very noisy, very loud, congested, just like my head. There has to be a reason I'm really congested in this one. You may find that you're always getting sick or not feeling very well. And it could be a lot of just underlying stress, actually. Maybe it affects your mental health. Maybe it affects you physically. Something like that. I definitely feel a Pisces or Pisces cross watcher that feels, maybe if they don't even realize it, but I think most do, affected, highly impacted by everything going on, feeling it all. And it can feel like you're caged. Like, how do I get out of this? Some of you, it could just be a financial situation which makes you feel caged, because the resources could be so limited that it's making life difficult, even more difficult than it already is. And it could just be exhausting in every single way. So if you find yourself going through that, adapting as much as you possibly can while you kind of have to will really help at least ease some of the pressure on you and some of the discomfort that it's causing you, because I can definitely feel it tense, like a very tense environment. Yeah, that's really rough. if it's work and you have to be around a very difficult person, whether it's a boss, other employees, or employees, co-workers, anything like that, it's like getting through the day. And then every day when you go home, just kind of letting it go, not thinking about having to see them again tomorrow or the next time they're on their shift or whatever, not thinking about when they come back from vacation, or you know what I'm saying, or when you come back from vacation having to deal with it again. It's like just being in the now, being more present in the now, which is the only thing we do have control over, is the now, and dealing with everything as it comes, one foot in front of the other. Now, I make it sound like it's easy, like I've figured this out. Absolutely not. I have not figured this out. I am still working on this. This is actually something I myself am going through in my own life, in my own way. Like, have you ever had it where, and maybe it's a family member for some of you, where it's so difficult, or an ex, some of you, and it's just difficult to have to be around this person? Like, maybe because holidays coming up could be a sore subject for some. Birthdays, anything that would bring people together, deaths, weddings, births, and you may have to see someone that you would just rather not be around. I think you guys know, if that's your situation, because I feel like some of you it is, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, who that is in your personal life, where you're like, oh, it could literally be a parent, or a step-parent, or an aunt, an uncle, a sibling. I mean, it just depends, but it's like, God, I really do not. But it's like, it won't last. It's not going to last forever. And I think you have a vision. I think you have a plan, a lot of you, if you're able to. I think that you know where you want to go. I think you see the bigger picture here. You're focused on not having to deal with something forever. It's just doesn't make it easier when you have to. And I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, that can be really, it's rough, I know. Coming up with healthy ways and things for you to do, maybe to keep your mind occupied, yourself busy, even sleeping, that's a good one. Taking time to read a book, going for a walk, something for you to kind of help you decompress. You're going to need that. Make sure you do that. Anything, I don't care what it is. Art, listening to music, going somewhere, and going out to eat. I mean, whatever it is for you, making something, crafting something, could be a nice little break from the conditions that you've had to currently be around, or recently you've been around. And maybe for some of you it's been a while. It's been a while for you, and it just can be, like I said, some days are good, some days are not great, but when they're not great, they're really not great. And it can affect you. I'm telling you, it can like really, really affect you. So yeah, that's what I've got for this one. Just learning, or not learning, but trying to adapt to our surroundings until, not if, but until, that's how determined you are, that you don't have to deal with it anymore or be around it anymore, until you can move forward and have something better, or just breathe. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right, guys, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.